Listen, when a token suddenly rips 10 to 15% in a single day while the whole market only inches up under 1%, that's a story with a few clear chapters, and WMTX's latest move reads like a textbook example of fundamentals meeting technical momentum and a liquidity catalyst. 10 days ago, Coinbase put World Mobile Token on its spot trading roster. Announcement on November 24th, pairs open November 25th, and that single event changed how traders and institutions can access the token overnight. More rails, more fiat on slash-offs, more eyeballs. That listing didn't just spike price for a few hours, it altered WMTX's baseline legitimacy and liquidity, and those are the exact conditions that let a token keep running after the initial headline fades. Listing with the on-chain story. World Mobile hasn't been a vapor project. It's a DePIN play with real-world adoption, AirNode infrastructure, and user growth that's been reported in the months before this lift. When a protocol that's actually shipping infrastructure, users, nodes, integrations, gets easier to buy on major exchanges, smart money and momentum traders treat that as a fuse. The result? Sustained demand rather than a one-day parabolic pump. Volume dynamics tell a nuanced story. Today's volume is material millions of dollars, but in some snapshots it's down relative to the explosive open interest around the listing itself. That can mean two things. Either a smaller number of larger buyers are moving price, think institutions/trading desks front-running flows, or liquidity is still thin enough that modest buys push price higher. Either way, with Coinbase on the liquidity map, that thinness will compress over time as more venues and market makers step in, which keeps the rally credible instead of purely speculative. Check the 24-hour volume and market cap shifts on live trackers to see this in real time. There's also a narrative factor you can't ignore. DePIN is a thematic magnet right now. Investors hunting real-world utility projects, ones that tie tokens to everyday services like connectivity, are rotating capital into names that can point to tangible adoption metrics. World Mobile's base/L3 integration, AirNode footprint, and previously reported milestones, like multi-million user counts and prior exchange listings, give storytellers and fund managers an easy pitch. This isn't just another meme alt, it's infrastructure with users. That narrative, amplified after a Coinbase listing, draws attention and capital beyond pure technical traders. What about the immediate 24-hour spike you asked about? Think of it as the continuation leg of a multi-stage move. The Coinbase listing was the match. It lit interest and raised the token's floor. But price discovery unfolds over days as liquidity improves, as traders spot bullish TA and as on-chain metrics or minor news items rekindle buying. So a 14% or 11-15% depending on the feed, 24-hour jump now doesn't contradict a listing 10 days ago. It's the momentum phase that follows increased accessibility plus favorable technicals. Live price feeds across CoinMarketCap, Kraken, Bybit, and others show WMTX outpacing the market today, which supports this chain of reasoning. That said, risk is baked in. RSI is creeping toward overbought ranges. Liquidity can still be uneven across venues, and listings often attract both long-term buyers and short-term speculators looking to scalp the headline. Expect volatility. The clearest, most practical way to interpret the move, Coinbase gave WMTX the institutional rails and legitimacy. The DePIN adoption story gave it a durable narrative, and current technicals gave traders a reason to push price further. When those three line up, you get days like the one we're seeing. Bottom line, the why is not a single smoking gun but a stack. A Tier 1 exchange listing that expanded access, November 24th to 25th, persistent on-chain adoption and DePIN momentum, and favorable short-term technical indicators that invited fresh buying. That stacked effect explains why WMTX can soar by double digits in 24 hours even when the global market moves only marginally. If you're watching this trade, watch liquidity across Coinbase pairs, short-term tech levels, SMA/EMA, RSI 7/14, MACD, and any follow-on fundamental announcements, because those will determine whether this is the start of a sustained uptrend or a sharp, news-driven retracement. Quick sources: Coinbase/press coverage of the listing and timing, live price/volume snapshots on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, reporting on World Mobile's adoption and Kraken listing earlier in the year, all of which make up the evidence stack behind the script. If you want, I can turn this into a punchy voiceover script for a 90 to 120-second crypto explainer video that opens on the Coinbase headline, slides into the DePIN adoption story, then hits the TA and risk call tight, persuasive, and shareable. Which length do you want? Short social clip or long-form explainer?